Can you imagine what chaos would go down if one of the most iconic groups in all of anime turned on each other in an epic free-for-all showdown? Let's find out together. What would go down if the Akatuzki clashed in an all-out free-for-all?
3, 2, 1.
For this hypothetical battle, let's assume after they all mostly met their tragic end, nice try Kakuzu, with your lame-ass non-tragic death. Guess he must have missed the memo. Let's say Hagoromo offers them a second chance at life. However, he could only bring back one of them. So they decide the fairest way to do things is battle it out. Who is getting a second chance to do things differently? We have the golden age of the Akatsuki, namely Hidan, Kakuzu, Sasori, Deidara, my personal favourite Itachi, Kisame, Konon, Pain, which is both Nagato and the Paths of Pain, Obito, and Zetsu, all scattered across a forest to settle things the old-fashioned way. Quick disclaimer, even though it's the afterlife, all the members would be exactly how they were in the Akatsuki, meaning Orange Mask Obito, sick Itachi, sick Nagato, that sort of thing. So let's get into the video, shall we? First off, as soon as the battle starts, I think we can all agree Zetsu's gonna go into the ground, hiding. Otherwise he's gonna absolutely clap. There's no two ways about it. Sorry, Zetsu fans. Meanwhile, Obito would go about picking off members strategically. We know he's one of the smartest members of the Akatsuki, and he's one of the powerful. He's going to go about it strategically. The Paths of Pain, or the Pain Path, however you want to say it, can't go too far from Nagato. So they'll probably get Konon to make him a paper tree, similar to how they did in the Hidden Leaf invasion. Then tell her to get lost, in other words.
You are always weak. You'll always be weak until you take control.
I think some people will go after him because 1, his eyes, 2, they're going to feel maybe if they get him first, it makes things easier. Then we have Itachi. He won't lift a finger because he knows they'll come to him one way or another. And how right is he? Because the moment the battle starts, Deidara is taking off in his bird thingy, I think it's the C3, the C4, C0 dragon, to get revenge on his humiliated art. That's his, if you can call it art, which now that I say that, I probably shouldn't have. Please don't kill me, Deidara. I have too much to live for. So what about the others? Well, Kakuzu is going to make killing Hidan someone else's problem, because he must have tried every one of 1,000 ways to die by now, to no avail. He probably fooled Hidan into believing Sasori or Kisame or someone else has been blaspheming against Lord Jashin, thinking to himself, that should send that immortal fool on his way. So how about we say Hidan runs into Sasori first. Hidan is a mortal who can talk with his head cut off. He uses a scythe with 3 blades, and with it he can take a sample of your blood, ingest it, and stand in his blood ritual circle, which would make both you and him linked, like voodoo dolls. Anything that happens to him will happen to you, meaning he could cut off his own head if he wanted to change perspective, while taking your head off as well. The problem is, you're going to die. Unless you're immortal, which you're not, you're going to die. Against Sasori, a master puppeteer who can turn people into puppets and has even turned himself into one to stay youthful, he can control up to 100 puppets. He also has the 3rd Kazekage puppet with magnetic release Keke Genkai, and he is famed for deadly poison. I don't think he's as famed as his grandmother, but he's still famed for it. Would Sasori's poison incapacitate Hidan? It would probably shut him up for a few seconds, but then he'd go back to being annoying. Since Sasori could always chop him up with his 100 puppet techniques, or just keep him busy with Kazekage puppets without worrying about giving Hidan any blood to lick, which is the only trick he has, since a Sasori, a doll, doesn't have any blood and all. I'd say this is a mid-diff fight. Hidan might have a better chance annoying Sasori to the point of self-uninstallation, like the Sakura fight, but it's probably going to end with Sasori winning. Kakuzu definitely has the bingo book memorized from front to back. Itachi and Kisame have highest rewards with 90 and 89 million respectively. He's probably going to go for Kisame first, because Kisame also has the Samehada, which is worth a pretty penny, and Kisame would be a lot easier to find. I know it doesn't matter since he can't take the money or Samehada back, but let's say old habits die hard, shall we? So what would happen if Kakuzu finds Kisame? Kisame is the master of water release, showcasing some of the best water technique jutsus. He could create a lake out of nothing, summon sharks to fill it up, wields one of the deadliest swords in the entire franchise, Shark Skin Samehada, which could also absorb your chakra. Feed it to Kisame, who already has insane levels of chakra. He is not called the tailless, tailed beast for nothing, is he now? Also, the sword's sharp, it could tear you a ribbon. He could also fuse with Samehada, amping himself up several folds. This is Kakuzu, the man with 5 hearts, 4 of them planted in his masks that could each use different chakra releases: wind, fire, water, lightning, which could all fight for him autonomously. Plus his master earth release gives him access to all 5 chakra nations. I said nations, I meant natures. These hearts also grant him a form of immortality, and he can stretch his arms out like black thread-like things, or fuse them to amp himself up. He was designed to kill the first Hokage, and his village was confident he could succeed. Of course, he failed. Why wouldn't he? I mean, I don't know why or how his villager got that confidence. I would like to have that much confidence. Confidence doesn't stop Kakuzu from getting torn up like a 90-year-old rag, or maybe just drowned till all 5 hearts give out. It doesn't help that Kisame already doesn't like him. The only thing in Kakuzu's arsenal that might even phase Kisame would be the lightning mask. But we've already seen in the B&A fight that Shark Boy isn't scared of a little weather anomaly. Kisame just has too much going for him. Plus Samehada, that could absorb whatever jutsu the mask throws. I'd say this is a low diff fight. So, the immortal duo are the first out. How ironic. Next, Deidara would have found Itachi using his bird reconnaissance. But is he better prepared for Itachi Uchiha now? The answer, surprisingly, not as straightforward as one might expect, because the feats Deidara has shown he's capable of with his explosive clay. C1 is where he molds clay into basic figures that explode. His C2 is a giant clay dragon, the one he's flying around on. C3 is a clay statue that creates massive explosions. C4 consists of a microscopic bombs that can literally enter your bloodstream. And C0 makes a massive explosion over 10 kilometers in exchange for his life. Plus, he has an ice cup that is said to counter genjutsu, which is very helpful, and all. Going up against Itachi, the master of genjutsu, the Sharingan, and the Mangekyo Sharingan grants him the power of Tsukiyomi, one of the strongest genjutsus in the entire anime. He also has Amaterasu, the inextinguishable black flame that can even burn fire. He has a Susanoo, and his nature transformation abilities: water, wind, fire, yin-yang release. In this battle, I don't think Itachi would want to use his Mangekyo Sharingan against Deidara because of the strain and the other more powerful opponents he might encounter later on. Itachi is basically giving Deidara a handicap. Plus, with the genjutsu resistant scope, Deidara has a much better chance of taking down Itachi than he ever did before. Deidara is probably going to start the battle by spamming off the bombs from the sky, because he would want to stay as far away from Itachi as possible. However, since Sasuke had no trouble evading Deidara's bombs in their fight, Itachi would be no different. He would also be quick to recognize Deidara's sky advantage. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Itachi is either going to jump up, either the same way he got up to Nagato's bird, which was several meters off the ground when he was reanimated, or bring Deidara down with the mixing of fire style and shuriken jutsu. Let's say he jumps up there to get Deidara, because Deidara could probably dodge the fire attack and the shuriken jutsu. The minute Itachi gets up there, he's putting Deidara in a genjutsu. This would happen because two things. One, because Deidara would want to flex his eye scope, and two, this has already happened in the Sasuke fight. Now, this is a bit controversial. If Deidara would break out of the Genjutsu, he was able, like he was able to with Sasuke. But we can all agree that Itachi is much more proficient with Genjutsu than Sasuke, and even Danzo has said so. I'm going to say Deidara breaks out for the sake of the fight. He would forcibly flex his eye scope to Itachi, who counters would be simply to destroy or damage it and then put him under an even more powerful or potent Genjutsu. Itachi is known for being meticulous. Anyway, so still, GG, good night Deidara, try again later. Now, for C0 and C4, if he doesn't use them immediately upon seeing Itachi, then Itachi is never going to let him use them because he fights to end things quickly and easily, unlike Sasuke, who could learn a two thing from his brothers. Because has Sasuke ever won an actual fight without the opponents offing themselves? With Deidara gone, that leaves Sasori, who is probably going to run into Kisame next based off the journey so far. This is an interesting fight. It could go quite a number of ways. Sasori doesn't really need to breathe. He can spread his poison underwater for Kisame to breathe in. Samehada can probably cut chakra threads, and we're not sure how the Kazekage's Iron Sand would operate underwater. This makes it nowhere near a straightforward fight as some of the others, but looking at everything we've seen from both of these characters, I'll have to give this one to Kisame, mainly because he's more durable, he has more chakra, more stamina, and could probably take anything Sasori throws his way. Yes, that includes poison. As deadly as Sasori's poison is, if Kankaru was able to survive for 3 days, Kisame would have fared much better. Kisame just has too much going for him. Shark summoning, water bomb, Samehada fusion with Samehada, and he can always take away Sasori's land advantage by creating a lake. I'd say a mid to high diff fight, but if you see a better way of things could go for Sasori, you're welcome to let me know in the comment section below. Not that it really matters, because this is where Obito would finally comes in. A master of Sharingan, Mangekyo Sharingan, Genjutsu, fire release, wood release, the Kamui ability, which is overpowered, because it makes him intangible, teleport himself or other people into the Kamui dimension. It is OP for sure. Sorry Kisame fans, but Shark Boy is sushi. There's almost nothing he's going to do against Obito, especially when he's in a weakened and possibly poisoned state. Obito eliminates Kisame to prevent him from teaming up with Itachi. Shark Boy is out. The explosions from the Deidara fight is only going to draw Obito to Itachi. This is a tough one. Two masters of the Sharingan, both having strong reasons to eliminate one another. This might be the time where Itachi is bloodlusted because of how Obito ruined his plans for Sasuke. This could go either way, to be honest. No one is coming out unscathed. So first, Itachi is smart enough to figure out the Kamui and its 5 minutes weakness, just like Kurama and Minato did. Problem is, Obito is not dumb enough to fall for Tsukiyomi or most of the other Genjutsus. He has also countered Amaterasu, and the only way to combat Amaterasu, the only proven way, is to smash that subscribe button. So what are you waiting for? Go click it. The Susanoo won't do too much since Obito can slip in and out. Though it's not all doom and gloom for Itachi, though, since he has the biggest weapon, which is his intelligence. Just like how Minato formulated a strategy using his special abilities to beat Obito, Itachi could do the same using his own special abilities. But that's a gamble of long odds. The stamina and chakra required is also quite substantial. So this is one has to go to Obito high difficulty. Only a few left on the battlefield. Things are starting to get exciting. Obito is going to continue his hunt until he finds Pain. Probably tries to sneak around the paths and go straight for Nagato. But that's not going to happen because of Konan and her paper manipulation. I know, I said Nagato chased her off, but let's be real, guys. There is no way Konan is really leaving Nagato's side. She probably only obliged so that she could hide out somewhere nearby. But is she going to be able to stop Obito? No. Unless she already has set up a trap waiting for Obito, but would that trap work? Also no, because it didn't work before, and this is Obito. Obito is going to have her on the ropes. Again, just like before, but this time, Nagato is not dead. And he's also going to have Pain step in. Konan and Pain vs Obito. Something you didn't even know Kishimoto robbed you of. Pain is armed with the Rinnegan spread across the 6 paths, linking their vision and granting each path a unique power. The Deva path can repel or push any attack or person. The Ashura path summons mechanized armor or weapons. The human path reads minds through physical combat. The animal path summons various creatures to help fight. The Preta path absorbs chakra from jutsus or physical attacks. The Nakara path summons the king of hell to resurrect people, including the other paths. Things are not looking good for Obito, especially since he just fought Itachi. So he's probably weakened or injured. In a perfect world, it would be a crazy battle with the animal summons, snow satching, and all sorts of flying jutsus. Nagato would nearly kill Obito, and that's when Zetsu would pop back up to take over Obito's body. But this channel is no ass pull zone, so Zetsu is getting his bitch ass slapped into the afterlife. Nagato would kill Obito and give a second chance at life to Konan, then peacefully join Yahiko in the afterlife. But we all must wake up to reality. Obito knows Pain's abilities, his secrets, and it was implied that if Jiraiya had figured them out earlier in his fight, he would have won. It was because of the intel Jiraiya passed to Naruto that Naruto was able to win. We can also agree that Obito scales higher than both Jiraiya and Pain arc Naruto. The win goes to Obito mid-diff against the paths of Pain and Konan. The question it really comes down to is, can this tired and injured Obito beat Nagato? Now, yes, it is yes. If this was full strength Nagato, then no, because this would be an injured, worn out. But this is a tired, ill Nagato. Obito wins mid-diff all together. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please almighty push that subscribe button and share it with any of your friends that are interested in the Naruto world. Till next time, which maybe we'll be going over my book for the very first time.